What would you risk to believe something different? Not for money, not for fame, not for promises. Imagine waking up each day knowing that a single conversation, a single misplaced word, could change your life forever. In cities where the call to prayer fills the air 5 times a day, in towns where neighbors have known each other for generations, in places where tradition is more than culture, it's identity, quiet changes are beginning to take root. In tiny rooms behind unmarked doors, in hushed conversations that happen only after trust has been built word by word over years, in gatherings so small they could be mistaken for family dinners. Yet in those moments, lives are being transformed. You won't see headlines about it. You won't find tourist brochures mentioning it. But beneath the surface of the world's most deeply rooted traditions, another story is unfolding. Slowly, carefully, bravely. Today, we set out across 10 countries where Islam has shaped culture, law, and life for centuries, to witness the surprising ways Christianity is growing quietly, often invisibly, but unmistakably. These are not the stories of mass movements or public declarations. These are the stories of individuals, mothers, sons, teachers, artists, whose private choices echo far beyond the walls of their homes. Faith moving quietly, hope crossing boundaries. This is a journey about courage, about conviction, about change that doesn't shout but whispers. And it's happening right now in 2025. In the world's largest Muslim-majority nation, faith is woven into the fabric of life, from the rhythm of the call to prayer, to the expectations passed down through generations. Here in Indonesia, to believe something different isn't just uncommon, it's dangerous. And yet, quietly, beneath the surface, a transformation is beginning to unfold. In secret gatherings behind locked doors, in text messages that disappear after reading, in dreams that linger long after waking, a new kind of faith is emerging. It's most visible in Papua, where Christianity is growing steadily, but it's Jakarta, Bandung, and Surabaya where the change is most surprising. Young Indonesians born into Islam quietly choosing to follow Christ. There are no public declarations, no parades, just whispered prayers, hidden Bibles, a steady stream of hearts turning one by one. Each choice comes at a cost: rejection, isolation, fear. For many it means walking away from their families. For some it means never going back. They do not do this for recognition. They do it because someone has changed them, and they can't pretend otherwise. Christianity in Indonesia is not rising like a flood. It's growing like roots, unseen, steady, breaking through stone beneath the surface. Would you risk everything for what you believe to be true? Indonesia is not alone. Across the Muslim world, quiet faith is beginning to rise. Number 9. Iran. A small group meets in silence. One man unzips a worn bag. Inside, smuggled Bibles. If caught, the punishment is severe. Christianity is restricted in Iran, yet underground churches grow, quietly defying the risk. One man here was once a government guard. Now, after secretly reading a smuggled Bible, he's a believer, worshipping and hiding, risking everything. Their courage is humbling. In a place where faith costs so much it makes you ask, what would I risk for what I believe? Would you dare to attend a secret meeting like this? Number 8. Algeria. In the mountainous Kabyle region of Algeria, Christianity has deep roots, especially among the Berber people. But today, being openly Christian comes at a cost. Authorities are shutting down churches, sealing buildings, and warning believers to stop gathering. Yet one community chooses defiance through faith. They no longer have a building, but they haven't stopped meeting. They gather in homes, in secret, sometimes even outdoors, praying and worshiping in whispers, but with unshaken conviction. There's something powerful about people who won't let go of their faith, even when it's dangerous. It makes you stop and think, what would I do in their place? Hope grows where it shouldn't, even in adversity. Question asterisk: should governments have the power to control personal faith? No. 7. Turkey. Across Istanbul, echoes of ancient faith remain. Towering cathedrals now repurposed as mosques or museums. Once the heart of early Christianity, Turkey now wrestles with the divide between its secular identity and growing religious tension. But something surprising is happening. In quiet corners of this historic city, young people are finding faith again. Number 6. Morocco. In Morocco, Christianity isn't easy to spot. You won't find it on billboards or in city squares, but it's there, growing quietly in the shadows. The country is deeply Islamic, Religion is tied to identity, culture, and law. To leave Islam is to risk everything. Christianity isn't officially recognized for locals, and choosing to follow Jesus comes at a high cost socially, legally, personally. And yet, in private moments, curiosity begins. Online videos, late-night messages, a whispered conversation with someone who understands. Small communities are forming, house churches, quiet worship, risk and faith held side by side. Number 5. Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, churches are not allowed. Public worship outside of Islam is illegal. And for Saudi citizens, converting from Islam to Christianity can bring immense risk, legally, socially, and even personally. And yet, Christianity is growing. Most Saudi believers didn't encounter Jesus inside the kingdom. Their stories often begin abroad, while studying in Europe, working in Canada, or visiting a friend in the Gulf. Away from home, they ask questions they never dared to ask before. Some are handed a Bible, others watch a video, a few have dreams they can't explain, and something begins. When they return to Saudi Arabia, their faith doesn't stay behind. It travels with them, hidden but alive. These new believers worship behind closed doors, often alone or in small groups, meeting quietly in apartments or over encrypted messages. There are no official churches for Saudis, no public baptisms, no Christian bookstores, but there is faith, and it's growing, one heart at a time, in a place where belief costs everything. Those who follow Jesus do so not for comfort or culture, but because they've encountered something real. Christianity in Saudi Arabia isn't visible, but it is vibrant, and it's not going away. Number 4. Afghanistan. Christianity in Afghanistan is growing quietly, dangerously, and powerfully. It's one of the hardest places in the world to follow Jesus. There are no public churches. Converting from Islam can lead to prison, violence, or worse. Most believers keep their faith completely hidden. Many first encounter Christianity abroad, through friends, videos, or dreams. Number 3. Egypt. Christianity is seeing quiet but steady growth in Egypt. Although official figures suggest Christians make up about 5% of the population, some estimates say it could be as high as 15%. The government has recently approved a record number of church licenses, signaling more openness toward religious freedom. At the same time, there's a renewed sense of faith among Christians in Egypt, especially among the youth who are more engaged and outspoken than before. Despite challenges, Christianity in Egypt isn't just holding on, it's growing stronger. Number 6. Sudan. Christianity in Sudan is facing serious challenges, but it's still holding on. Christians make up about 5% of the population. They faced years of persecution, especially under former President Omar al-Bashir, who enforced strict Islamic laws. Now, with the ongoing civil war, many Christians are in danger. Churches have been attacked and persecution has increased. But despite all this, the Christian community is showing strength. There are 36 different Christian groups across the country, and many are still active in places like Khartoum and the Nuba Mountains. Even in crisis, faith continues to survive. Number 0. In Bangladesh. Christianity is a small but strong faith in Bangladesh, making up about 0.3% of the population. Despite being a minority, Christians run over 1,000 schools and nearly 100 healthcare centers, playing a big role in education and health. The faith has been in Bangladesh since the 1500s and continues to grow slowly through churches, missions, and community service. Even with challenges like social pressure and occasional persecution, the Christian community stays active, faithful, and hopeful.